Which games are truly memorable? Sure, you could just go with the boring answer and say it's all subjective, and sure, that's true to some extent, but I would argue that some games are inherently more memorable than others. For example, most people are far more likely to remember clutching around in CSGO than anything from basic dating game number 12,655. And let's not even mention League of Legends, which is more of a mental illness than a game at this point. And I think comparing these huge online games to smaller offline ones is truly flawed, since online games are infinitely replayable, thus making them have infinite potential for memorable moments. And for those who didn't catch on already, I'm asking this hypothetical question in the first place because I'm an indie developer myself and I'm looking to make something memorable. So let's specify our question a little further. Which single-player indie games are truly memorable? I think I have the answer. Indie RPGs. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the gameplay is so simple. It allows the developers to focus on refining smaller details, a luxury which indie devs can rarely afford. Or maybe because of the before mentioned simplicity. For the game to be good, the other aspects such as story and dialogue have to be near perfect. Whatever the case, every time you play through a good indie RPG, it melts itself into your personality. For example, if you play through Undertale, you become a slightly better person in the process. Playing Omori though will probably scar you for the rest of your life. And playing Everhood will get you a free trip to the epilepsy clinic. Whatever the case, all of them just have this magic, where their core narratives stick with you. From all this myth riding, you should be able to guess that this devlog series will be about me making an RPG. The main purpose of this series is for me to share my progress and ask for your opinion on gameplay decisions I'm unable to make alone. Well, actually I'm not alone. We're a small group of 3, consisting of me obviously, I do the writing and programming. Sadly the project was started in Unity, and since it's such a hot topic, I'll touch more on that later. And I also have 2 friends on the team who I politely asked to help me with development, since I'm god awful at making art and music myself. And this will be painfully apparent once I have to showcase gameplay with placeholders that I've made. When I'm recording this, we are actually in development already, and I'm quote unquote done with the overworld movement, a dialogue and inventory system, a cutscene system, and even a basic demo of the battle system. And I'm not the only one who made progress. The first few tracks from the OST have a work in progress version already. No graphics yet though. Our animator is still working on the first few drafts of the player and the basic tiles for the first area. Our main priority right now is to catch this series up to the actual state of the demo. Speaking of this series, a typical episode will consist of me explaining the premise of the episode, then telling some behind the scenes stuff, such as the things I've struggled with. I then will showcase some mock-up sprites and even some work in progress music. Then, if I have something that I'm unsure of or need some help deciding on, I will ask you all for suggestions. At the end, I intend to give a little more in-depth explanation of my implementation, since I want to help anyone watching this who is considering making their own game. By the way, previously I touched on the game being made with Unity, which is at the status of the spawn of Satan himself. And the only reason I didn't rewrite everything in Godot is because I don't want to help development by rewriting everything. So, if you're interested in learning Unity, or game development for that matter, I think this series is a good source of pretty surface level but valuable information. And I think that was all for now. See you in the next one!